my God, what a night. See if I can get this straight. So I was gonna come on at 8 o'clock today, but then I got a lot of DMs and everything about people saying, well, we have little ones for Halloween and we can't make it, maybe later. So yeah, so I decided to kind of schedule it later at the last minute. I scheduled this live. This Midnight Margaritas live, but then I ended up like hanging out with friends in town and things got like, I don't know. I just lost control of my life. Hello, who is here? Welcome to Midnight Margaritas. It's not midnight here, but it's midnight somewhere, I'm sure. I actually tried to figure out where it was midnight, and the only thing that I got was it was like 12 o'clock in Russia somewhere, but it was 12 p.m. So I don't know where it is midnight right now. Does anybody have a clue? So I don't know, but I'm sure it's got to be midnight somewhere, right? Is it like midnight out in the middle of the Atlantic? I don't know. I don't understand time zones. So, oh, hey there. So good to see you, Antique Agenda. I love your channel. I love when you go live. You're so fun. Oh my God, Antique Agenda. She goes all over the country to like antique shows and thrifts. She goes thrifting and estate sales, and I think she does estate sales. I don't know. But she goes all over, and then you have like these auctions on your channel, and they are so fun. And then we get to see like such beautiful things. I really enjoy it. So I just got here. I just kind of rushed in. I had like groceries that I dropped. They were groceries in a box. I was so frazzled that I like just totally dropped my groceries. Oh my God, it's just crazy. Like when you're not centered, you just gotta center. When you're not centered, everything goes wrong, right? Hi, Laura. Hi, Shannon. You're 12. Oh, thank you, Shannon. Cyprian, I'm 12 years old and you look pretty. You are so sweet. I don't feel pretty right now, so that really means a lot to me. I feel like, like I've been run ragged a little bit, so I really appreciate that. Hello, Uzi. Hi, Deuce. Deuce ama todos. I like your name. Blueberry. Hi, April. You love filling your home with beautiful treasures and finding new homes for the ones I don't keep. You know what? I love antiques. I should like give you a tour of my house. It's kind of messy though right now. It's kind of, but I have I put things up on shelves and stuff, and I love to live in a house that is full of history. And I don't mind if it's somebody else's history. Like sometimes I'll bring something home and I'll share it on social media. People are like, you need to sage that shit. And I'm like, oh no, I do not need to sage it. I need all of that energy, all of that history. Shannon, oh, you have a YouTube channel too. So what's your YouTube channel about, Shannon? Irish Lad says, we know why Blueberry likes your shirt. Okay, I don't know what that's about. Thank you for subscribing, April. So, I'm sorry, everything's Spanish. Do you want cutie? Okay. No. Hello, Liz. How are you? I didn't, can you hear me? Because I didn't, I'm not into cute baby. I was so bad tonight. I didn't even charge my mic. So I'm using my Beats. Are they working? Send a selfie, and if you type that, and you will see me. Okay, no, I can't do that right now because I'm talking. So, Yeah, so Lizzie, hey, hey Lizzie. Oh, can I get this straight? Can I get this straight? So how's everybody's Halloween going so far? Are you having a good one? I had such a good one. You hear me, yay! Okay, so I wanted to actually make this live about female friendship, but I got kind of busy and hectic, and I didn't really like start thinking about it because I was actually doing female friendship tonight. I was hanging out with someone who follows me on Instagram who like lives in the area, and we just started talking, and it was so cute because we're like, hey, I like you. And I was like, I like you. And then we started talking about how difficult it is to form friendships in this day and age, like how to become friends. And we just talked about all the issues that like we have, like I don't like this and I don't like that in a friend and I don't like this in a friend. And we talked about how it's hard to form friendships now because we don't have third spaces like we used to have. You know what third spaces are? It's like churches and coffee houses and parks and places that people would gather that were for the most part free. Like a coffee house, yeah, it was like $1.25 for a cup of coffee, but for the most part, like free, people could just hang out all day and just just get together and have friends in these places. Maybe not, where you didn't have to actually plan. You could just go to this place and, like Cheers, where everybody knows your name, you know? And, and so because we don't have those anymore, everything is so freaking expensive. It's really hard to form friendships because we don't have these places to just hang out. So she and I were talking about all kinds of things in terms of friendships in our DMs. And it turns out that I was at the grocery store in the town that she was eating, and we ended up hanging out tonight. So it was so fun. I love coffee houses, Liz. They are the best. And I mean, I don't really hang out a lot in coffee houses that much. Usually when I do, I'm like there to like write a script, and I don't really lift my head up from my work. But I kind of go there for like the white noise and to get it out of my house, and that helps me focus. It kind of stimulates a creative process. But I don't hang out all day like I used to. I don't have the time. Like, who has the time, right? I mean, it just seems like it's like something romantic from a long time ago. But we need to, I don't know, make efforts to kind of bring that all back, right? Don't you think? Shannon, I don't really know what you're talking about. Shannon, you get straight A's on your report card. That's awesome. Yeah, great. I don't get a report card anymore, but I don't know. Maybe you're young to be here. I don't know. Maybe. You're welcome, Shannon. I'm gonna get myself a glass of water because, honestly, I drank a little bit too much tonight. Sorry for leaving you. So, yeah. So happy Halloween, everybody. So Shannon, no, I'm 12. I'm a boy. Lorenzo, okay. So Teresa. So are you Teresa from Instagram? Are you my friend from Instagram? It is difficult to hang out these days. It's so difficult. It's so hard to make friends. I want to do something here. Well, maybe not here, but I want to create something, and I'm not sure how to go about it, but I want to do like create a third space somehow, maybe a virtual third space. Well, it would have to be virtual. And I'm thinking about like using like Google Meet. And so I want everybody's input. Like maybe like just have, I want it to be free. I want it to all be free, but um, I was thinking about like having a Google Meet that's just open for an hour every day at a certain time, and that people can just come and gather there. I would love to have it like open like the whole entire day, and then people can just come and gather. But I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I don't know if people would take advantage of it because maybe it's awkward. Like if you come in and there's no one there, or there's someone there, it's awkward, like in a coffee house. You don't just like walk in and start talking to people. You just like kind of happen to end up in conversations. That's the thing about third spaces. Conversations just happen naturally. I don't know how to recreate that, but it's so. Do you like that? So I go to a Quaker meetings, and in Quaker meetings, we pretty much, like an unprogrammed meeting, means you go to the meeting, it's like church, but you sit in silence. They have those online. This is where I got the idea. They have those online where you can actually go and hang out virtually in a Zoom call, in a like a breakaway Zoom, and just be silent with people. I know that sounds so strange, probably, because you're just basically silent with yourself, with people on the screen, but it works. It just works. Maybe how is a Skype call different than a Zoom? I'm not really sure. Shannon, you're wondering how to go live? Well, if you have a channel, you could just go live. But if you are 12, I don't think you should go live. I absolutely don't think you should go live because there's going to be a lot of weird people who might show up, and they're going to make you feel uncomfortable. And I don't think you should go live without a parent present. It's just a different app. Yeah, there's like Zoom and Google Meet. So with Google Meet, the nice thing about Google Meet is that you can, you can go live with someone. Like if there's just one other person in the room, you can do that for hours and hours and hours. But if there's more than two people, then you only get an hour. So that's the only good thing, so that like two people who just kind of meet up in the room could actually have a conversation for hours. But they would need me to like redo, I guess to redo the session if it cancels. So, and Antique Agenda, the more you have live chats like this one, then friendships will start to develop. Oh, that's so nice to know. I've kind of experienced that a little bit. Okay, fun fact, I love weather YouTubers. Like Ryan Hall, y'all. Oh my God. Love that guy. Like whenever there's a hurricane, I can't like wait to get on to Ryan Hall, y'all's channel, or whenever there's like lots of weather, and just like watch him talk about the weather, like where it's coming from. And there's such a community that that is just there under his channel. Like people, it is a third space. Like people, like whenever there's weather, like the same people come around. And it's so good. And it's so fun. It's so weird, right? Like who would think that like a weather channel would be creating a third space? Yeah. Yes, lives will help. Yeah, that's true. I love it when people chat amongst themselves. I love reading your comments so much. I love it when you guys like talk to each other, and like the depth and the solidarity. Well, I guess it's solidarity. I don't know, but I love it. And have you heard about Ryan Hall, y'all? They work so hard. Yeah, he's so good that he's not like, he's like only on when the hurricanes start going, like when they're about to make landfall, then he comes on. Like there's all the other weather reporters who are always like their thumbnails are very what is it called, clickbaity, and it bugs me. I don't know what they do with the thumbnails, but they always make it look like it's in my area. But then I listen to the channel, and they're talking about like California. Well, maybe I'll see you on Ryan Hall, y'all. Okay, I need more water. We were gonna do margaritas, but gosh, I went out with friends, and I can't. There's no room. I'm sorry. Is anybody having margaritas out there? Because there's no room in me for a margarita. I'm just getting some water here. Okay. I'm trying, like I'm filming a video. So I left my husband at a bar. He said, go ahead, do your live, and I'll take care of the bill. I hope he comes home soon. I'm so glad you're having a glass of wine. Cheers. Next time I do this, we're going to be having midnight margaritas. I usually don't go out and drink, but I don't know. It was just so fun, like meeting up with friends. I haven't done that in a while. It's kind of a crazy day for me. I love Halloween. It's my favorite day. It's also the day that my mom died. So it's just fraught. It didn't ruin the day for me. Halloween has always been my favorite, and I truly feel like that my mom chose to go on today. Not this day, but on Halloween. So I've just been having a day. It's been hard focusing. I've been thinking a lot about life and death, and it's just I woke up at 10:30 this morning. I didn't want to get out of bed, so it's just been a day. I went out to where all my I won't get into it because I want us to be happy. It's bittersweet. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. I actually love the day even more because I feel like Halloween has always been special. I feel more connected with her on this day. I feel more connected with her on this day. What they say, the veil is thin, and the line between life and death is much more sheer, and all of that. Yes, I'm a magical Quaker. So for dinner, I went to this little restaurant, this pub in Hillsborough called the Wooden Nickel, and it's kind of like a small town, what would you call it, living room. And I had this salad. It's such a good salad. It's like dragon something. And it's just got edamame and lettuce and wontons, which I shouldn't have because of gluten, but I had it. I've been eating gluten lately and suffering a little bit from it. It's got this sesame ginger dressing. It's really good. I love it. So that's... Antique agenda. Yes, her spirit can be closer to you tonight and tomorrow. That is comfort. It is total comfort. She chose to go. She chose to go on Halloween. My mom, if I'm going to be frank with you, my mom was Wiccan, and I'm not exactly Wiccan. Our family was Quaker, before that. But my mom was Wiccan, and she got diagnosed with cancer. And then 2 days later, she went into a coma. Even though she had 6 months to live, that was the prognosis. She went into a coma, and then she was in a coma for a couple of days. But whenever anybody visited her, she kind of came out of it. She was, even with a Zoom call, even when my brother, called in, she was responsive. And she just, I don't know, she just passed on Halloween. And my sister and I were like, yeah, she chose that day. Cynthia, Ava, my grandmother was laid to rest November 1st. We sat with her body Halloween Eve. Yeah, I'm sorry for the loss of your grandma. It's so hard. You know, this, it's so hard. Oh, she raised you. Oh, I'm so, so sorry. Was it recent? I'm so sorry, sweetie. That is just, it's, I don't know. I'm trying to process, you know, that all the, oh my boy. Oh, hi, sweetie. You gonna say hello to everybody? Hi, say hello to everybody. I'm so happy for them because my dogs have made things a lot better for me when I get really sad. Okay, how do I get this straight again? Maybe I'm gonna be lopsided, but that's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Okay. I don't know what happened, but we're gonna be lopsided for a little bit. I'm sorry. So my mom passed 6 years ago. And it was crazy. So I lived in Ohio. No, I didn't live in Ohio. I lived in California at the time. But I was a reader for the Dayton Literary Peace Prize. And so because I used to live, and that was in Ohio, and I used to live in Ohio. So I went back to Ohio to go to the gala, which is always a great event. And then I got called during the gala, and so we were out early in the morning back to California, and yeah. So yes, Liz, we used to, well, I mean, so one thing that we did special wasn't really when I was younger, we did lots of Halloween stuff. But one thing that happened later, I guess later than 1998, is we used to watch Practical Magic together. So I was already an adult. But she loved Practical Magic because she said that I reminded her of Sally, which was Sandra Bullock's character. And of course, with the gray hair and everything, I'm not quite like her anymore. So she loved that. She watched that movie all the time. You know, when we lived apart, she lived in LA, I lived in New Mexico. No, she lived in Orange County, I lived in New Mexico. And now that Practical Magic is a thing, I do it every year. I watch it every year. It's my favorite movie. It reminds me of her. She's like the ants, you know, and I'm like Sally Owens. Hi, Shannon. I'm glad to see you're back. Be careful online, though, you know. Yeah, I live in North Carolina now. Yeah. Funny thing is, I didn't realize, but I'm like back in the home of my ancestors. I didn't know it. My ancestors like landed here in 1700s. I had no clue. And now I'm like literally almost living exactly where they lived. It's just really weird. So where are you, Cynthia? Are you in North Carolina too? Lots of places. So I live in North Carolina because my husband got a job and that brought us here. So we were in a lot of places. We met in New Mexico. We lived in a long time in New Mexico. We lived off-grid up in the mountains. I guess you could say we were kind of homesteaders, but we both had jobs. So we had jobs and we didn't grow food, you know, but everything else was kind of like homesteading. So we were there for a long time. Then we went to Ohio because he was working with this startup and his family's in Ohio. And then that startup didn't do so well. So he worked for another startup in Berkeley. So we went there. And then that didn't do so well. So we came here just in time. It was right before COVID. If we would have waited, if we didn't, we would have been in so much trouble. because our rent in Berkeley was like $5,000 a month. So, and like not having a job, that would have been horrible. Oh, you're in Manhattan. Oh, wow. That's amazing. I've been there a couple times, but I have no idea what it's like. I don't know. So where do you live in Manhattan? Maybe we shouldn't give specifics here. You'd love to move. It's too much for me as I get older. I hear you. Like when I was in Oakland, when I was in the Bay Area, the city was a bit much. But I've always been a country bumpkin, you know? Like I like it really quiet. And New Mexico is super quiet. Like here you at least get like cicadas and the forest, the trill of the forest. But in New Mexico, it would get like in the so quiet, you would just hear like coyotes. Yeah. Nature and quiet now. Oh, you've been to New Mexico? Where have you been? I need chapstick. I'm trying to see if I can find some chapstick. I don't know where my husband is. I wish he'd come home. Hope he's having fun, but I hope he's safe. So where did you go in New Mexico? I think I have, okay, I have something here. I want to take my daughter a trip there in January. Oh, so we're going to be there in December. Albuquerque area, yeah. Oh, Taos was so nice. Yeah, I think we're going there because our kids are there. And we feel very much like New Mexicans. That's kind of where I grew up. Where should you take her? Okay, so you want to take your daughter on a trip there in January. I've been there to Santa Fe and Albuquerque. So in January, Christmas in New Mexico is wonderful, especially in Santa Fe. So I would go to the plaza and get an Airbnb there, real close, so you can like walk to the plaza. It's pretty magical. And you can go hiking, like on the Windsor Trail. You can go skiing. I mean, it might be snowy, so you may be snowshoeing. There's a beautiful church, a couple churches. There's like one famous church with a spiral staircase that doesn't have a railing. And there's like, you know, like you should go do the tour there because there's a really interesting story about that. Yeah, I think even in January, they'll have like the luminarias all over. The luminarias are like the paper bags filled with sand, and then they put votives in there to light the way. It's so magical, and I really think January, it'll still be happening. Yeah. You gotta go to, if you're in Santa Fe, you gotta go to Meow Wolf, which is a cool museum. Is it the guy who did Sand King? I can't remember his name, an author. The Sand Kings. The flea market in Santa Fe is fabulous. Sedona. I love Sedona. I have not been there much. I've been there like a couple times, but it's magical. It's so beautiful. I love like the red rock against the blue sky. It's just so incredible. It's so beautiful. Yeah, it is cold in January. Yeah, it's like kind of like a ski town cold. That's how cold it is. But you know, there's great shopping and like, I don't know, it's just really cool. They also have like 10,000 waves, and which is a place where you can go into hot springs, but this is like a spa. So like, you know, it's like a building. And then, you know, there's like hot springs that are kind of built. But there's also Spence Springs, which are natural hot springs that you can go to. So remember that, Spence, Spence. So you can actually hike over and do some natural hot springs. That is actually not in Santa Fe. That is in Jemez Mountains, which is another great place to go. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of places. And if you want to like reconnect before you go, I'm over on Instagram, which is Stevie Lynn, Stevie L. Weisend, at Stevie L. Weisend. That's where I am. So you can get in the DMs and ask me like before you go. And I could tell you all the places that you need to go. I wish there were like DMs here. That would be really fun. But unfortunately, I kind of like just use Instagram as an extension of YouTube. Because I don't like Instagram for anything else. It's like just fraught with like problems. You know what I mean? It's the whole short form content that, I don't know. I just have issues with it. And also the censorship drives me crazy. Yeah, New Mexico is so magical. It's called the land of enchantment. And like when you get there, like when I first moved there, I was not enchanted. I cried. I was like, where are the trees? Where's the green? You know, I was like, but it grows on you. Like before I moved to New Mexico, I thought like desert bad. Because my dad, was like, desert sucks. So I was kind of like, yeah, Dad, desert sucks. But then as I lived there and I grew used to like seeing the storms come off from afar, way away, and just watching them come towards me and seeing the lightning storms and seeing all that space, just all that empty space. It's like does something to you mentally. And then the light, the way the light kind of plays upon the land. So like in high noon, everything's just like bleached out. And it's just like very pale and bleached out and it doesn't feel very good. But then you just wait a couple of hours and then the shadows come in, the clouds come in, the mountains turn pink. Like it really gives you a sense of magic. Yeah, the light is so amazing. Yeah, you just learn about magic. You learn about illusion. When you live in New Mexico, you see like that things aren't always as they seem because, just because the way the land shifts based on the way the light plays upon it, and it's really, really cool. And the people I think are really cool in New Mexico. Like a lot of people who live there are upset with the crime and stuff, but I don't know, there's an earthiness to the people, and this is what I remember. Maybe it's changed, but people aren't so like I mean, they're like political, but they're not going to hate you for it. They're not going to like turn you away because there's always a desire to find common ground before anything else. I kind of find that here too, though. So that's good. Hi, Shannon. Yeah. Well, why'd you go to sleep for just a second and come back? Are you okay? You need to get some sleep. Are you 12? I love that you're here and this is a safe life for you. This is a totally safe life, but I'm not sure if I don't know, there's just sometimes like a lot of creepy people who come to these lives. I would beware. Yes, I know. I am a ma. So, yeah, I know you're 12, but be careful. Be careful. Ask your parents to put on some parental controls. Yeah. Thank you, Liz, for you're 10,000 years old. So you're okay. Okay. Okay, Shannon. Are you a vampire? It's so appropriate for Halloween. Okay, thank you, Teresa. Thank you so much for coming here tonight. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you stopping by. That's very sweet. Next time I do this, I'm gonna be like business, right on time, and I'm gonna be good and not frazzled and not like rip my kimono and drop my groceries and all the things it took. You're the baddest vampire, yeah. You went to, okay, Antique Agenda. You went to Santa Fe and Albuquerque for your honeymoon. Did you do a video on that? No, I didn't see it. But did you do a video on it? Her channel is so cool. Like I can't remember your name. I'm so sorry, but it's so fun. Like such a fun personality. She dances at the end of her video sometimes, and just like a ray of light. And the content is so good. I don't know where you find these things that you find that are so beautiful, so beautiful. Like I love your auctions. Auctions are great. So, okay, if we ever meet up in New Mexico, I'm wondering, maybe we could think about this, going to if there is an auction at Crown Point in New Mexico, where the rug auctions, is that something you would be into? Because we're kind of into the Navajo rugs. So I don't know. I think it would be fun to do a video on that. I'm not sure about filming, like the auctions, and I'm not sure about that. I don't know what the protocol is. It seems like it might be crossing a line, but I'm not sure. That was 8 years ago. Even okay. Well, maybe we're gonna have to do a New Mexico one. We'll go to Crown Point. We'll go to like Santa Fe, the flea market, and Chimayo. Oh, yes. Cindy. Chimayo is Cynthia. I'm sorry. Chimayo. That's another thing you need to do in Santa Fe. Go to Chimayo. People make pilgrimages to Chimayo on Ash Wednesday. They go come all the way. They go from Albuquerque. They walk. It's like hundreds of miles away, and they walk to this beautiful chapel sanctuary. It's Sanctuario de Chimayo. I'm sorry, I can't say it very well, but Sanctuario de Chimayo. Oh, I've had too much. I've had a little bit too much wine tonight, so I can't speak Spanish. Would you like us to do New Mexico adventure? Okay, so I'm definitely going to be doing New Mexico adventures, because I'm going to be going in December. And, but I don't know, maybe we can get together with Antique Agenda too. I don't know. Antiques in New Mexico are fun, especially like on Route 66. It's very mid-century. It's more mid-century. Like here in North Carolina, you get, there's lots of Victorian stuff, and older, and, there's some mid-century, but there's like a lot, and there's also lots of like Bakelite and stuff like that, 80s. It's like all over the place. In Ohio, when I lived in Ohio, when we'd go antiquing, there was some old stuff. I don't know why the old stuff's not here. Probably just bought out. But in Ohio, like there was like 1700s stuff all over. Oh yeah. Yeah, the the Crown Point rug auctions, they have dealers coming from all the way, like from California, and of course Santa Fe has huge prices, big prices. So they're like the biggest dealers in rugs and Navajo jewelry and everything are there, bringing up the prices. Dad's home. I want to show you like all the ornaments he's done. Look at these ornaments. They're amazing. So he has a YouTube channel that is like in its infancy, but these are all the ornaments. Look at these. This morning, he put a little light in one to cheer me up. I needed cheering up. But yeah, he has been busy. We're like the perfect couple because I do my own thing all the time. Like I'm very like into just working. I love working. And he goes down in the wood shop, and we're just always like busy. We give each other space. It's a perfect romance. His channel is Dusty Mike's Woodcraft. I will link to it at the bottom of this. I will link to it so you can find it, because there's other Dusty Mikes. So I'll link to it so you can get it. Melanie, James, Stevie, I want to thank you for your videos. Your cabinet is beautiful, and I enjoy watching you cook. I find your videos inspiring, so thank you so much. Thank you. That makes me so happy. There's Michael. You didn't know you were going to walk into it, did you? Did you have fun tonight?
Yeah.
We had so much fun. We don't like usually go out and hang out with people, but it was wow. Like, we need to do that. Humans need to do that. We need each other. Okay, yeah, so I will link to under this video, and it's also linked in the last video too, but I will link to his YouTube and his Instagram so you could see what he's doing.
Not really mine.
I know, I'm kind of managing it, and I'm definitely managing his Instagram. He's doing his YouTube, and we've got some kinks that we need to work out on that, you know, and we need to work on that, right? You know, like some kinks, like he's got it like marked so that it's okay for children. I'm like, oh, that's great. That means only kids are it's only gonna be marketed to kids, you know? So that needs to change. Yeah, so if you have a YouTube channel and you create a video, and then there's a details area, you have to hit that, and then that's where you put it into different playlists, and then you get the option of saying that it's available for kids or not. You don't want to say it's available, or like you don't want to say that it's for kids, because it becomes a kids channel. You found it. Oh, good. Yay! Oh, I'm so glad. I guess maybe it's in the search engine now. That's so cool. Shannon, I don't know how old you are. I'm not sure. You know, you could be 12, you could be 150, you could be an old man. I'm kind of wondering if you're an old man. But whatever you are, cheers. All right. Well, that's it for tonight's live. I'm gonna do this more regularly. I want to do it next week. I'm thinking on Thursday again. Usually it's date night, so that kind of interferes. So I'm not sure when a good night is. Let me know. You like what would be a good time to go live when you are most available. Of course, I want to call it Midnight Margaritas, but it's midnight somewhere. Can't figure out where it is midnight, but it is midnight somewhere. It's got to be midnight somewhere. I don't know. I actually went on the world clock and I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, okay. Thank you, Liz. Thank you for having patience with me and coming back. I really appreciate it. I love hanging out with you. I would love to hang out with you more. We got to figure out that whole Google Meet or something so that we can actually video. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate it. I don't do a lot on Instagram. Like, Instagram is just, I treat it just like my personal account. It's not like businessy at all. I just do whatever the heck I want over there. It's just very, you know, yeah, like literally you're like my friend over there. I have a lot of followers because of something that I used to do. I was a silver hair influencer. I don't really do that anymore. And they're just still there. But, don't let that follower count make you think that, you know, I'm an Instagram influencer, because I'm not. All right. I am doing like, so I do reviews on Amazon. And so I decided to post my videos over there on Instagram because I really don't care. So I figure I'm doing videos on Amazon. I might as well just post them on Instagram. But I'm not really trying to be an influencer on Instagram. I'm just posting them there because, like, why not? You know, that's... You love your stuff and the way I dress. Where do you shop? I thrift almost everything. Yeah, almost everything is thrifted. Like I get some things like off of Amazon or other places like bodysuits. I love bodysuits. Just put them on and then put kimonos on over them or whatever, blazers. They're very comfortable. I don't have to like struggle with undergarments so much. And yeah, but I pretty much thrift. I'm going to have a video out tomorrow. And it's a thrift haul. It's I kind of think of it as like a whimsy goth over a 50. It's kind of whimsy goth, kind of Annie Hall, kind of I don't know. It's just my style. So that's going to be out tomorrow night. So, but I primarily get things from like Goodwill or my secret closet. I watch a lot of channels, like thrifting channels, just to get ideas. And it's kind of my, I want to say guilty pleasure, but I don't feel guilty about it. It's just, I don't know. I love thrifting because you're not like pigeonholed into like the style of the season. So you have all the colors that you can play with. You have all this, you could do whatever you want. If you go to Goodwill, like the Goodwill here, it's like $4 per garment. So you don't really make a huge investment. So you can try things. And then and if they don't work, you could just re-thrift them. You can even sell them, on Poshmark or go to a more curated thrift store and even make money or just get credits for it. But I go to Goodwill like all the time, like several times a week. You kind of have to do that to get the good stuff. Diane Keaton, she's like, oh, I love her. I've been watching Annie Hall for like the first time. Like I never watched it before and I'm so into it, kind of watch it in increments. My mom used to call me Annie Hall. I don't know why I didn't watch it, but I'm watching it. I'm like, I'm so Annie Hall. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You thrift too, Cynthia? Yeah. Yeah. You just mix it up. Thrift, new, boutique, like, yeah. Yeah, I love that. It's just like walking into YouTube and getting outside. Oh, Michael, I came home, the box of groceries, I like dropped on the ground. It was just terrible. I ripped my kimono. I was like, oh, no. I was not centered. I was all panicky. And like when you're like panicky, like bad things happen. You gotta center. you gotta center before you do anything, or else your life just goes to heck. And it did. All right. Okay. Well, I am going to sign off now. But thank you, everybody, so much for coming today. I thank you for your patience, and I had a lot of fun. I love that you're all talking in the comments. Warms my heart. And I will see you in my video tomorrow. Ciao, Bella. And I've got to catch one of your auctions, your lives. Your lives are great. I love them. Okay, bye. Good night, Cynthia. Good night, Liz. Good night, Shannon.